oldies on the radio. KOOL FM.
Thank you for listening to All Oldies, 94.5, your KOOL FM. Good morning. Let's see what time it is here. It's 6:10 in Phoenix, and that means it's 2:10 in West Berlin. We are at Checkpoint Charlie. That means we are at the hottest place in the universe right now. This is the place where it all happened just a few weeks ago, and we are here. And our purpose for being here is very simple. America's greatest oldies station, bringing the rock and roll to the East Germans that they haven't had since 1961. And thanks to our friends at Rhino Records, we got the records. And of course, TWA took care of the whole crew. All 10 of us came over, and we were staying at an absolutely incredible hotel, the Hotel Palace, a 5-star hotel, thanks to our friends at Best Western International. So that's what's happening, folks. I gotta tell you, this, I thought yesterday I'd be nervous from the airport. I can't believe I'm here. And the response so far, everybody, the past 24 hours has been incredible. We've got a translator here that I guess if you look at the bottom of your radio screen, you'll be able to... No, I'm just kidding. That's just me. Anyways, it's raining it's raining here, and it's pretty lousy weather. And we it's the same. If it's 2:12, if it's 6:12 now, it's 2:12 in the Friday afternoon here. So I've been up well over 26 hours.
Well, grab a couple pieces of the Berlin Wall and bring them home for us.
Well, you know what? We're going to do that. We've set the first crew over. We ran into a guy you just heard from Radio Berlin, who is taking some of the crew over to East Germany right now. We've got as I said, we got a translator here, and it's going to be what's the weather forecast for Phoenix?
Actually, it's going to be pretty nice today. We can expect some sunshine, but the high about upper 60s.
You can't complain about that.
There?
Well, I tell you what, it's going to be an absolutely glorious day today and on Monday, and we're going to be talking to people because they have some interesting reactions as far as we Americans go, and that's why we're doing this, because we are America's greatest oldies station. Tell you what, I got another 3 of the greatest oldies back-to-back forthcoming, but the traffic's pretty wacko here in Berlin, let me tell you, but it's also wacko out on the highways and byways of life. Let's get a Road Watch 1 update with KOOL FM Sherry Ford, a service of Owen Sausage.
Okay, and I'll tell you what, things are looking real good here. It's going to be an absolutely, let's say as BJ would say, he's not here, but it's going to be an absolutely glorious day.
The greatest oldies, your KOOL FM.
Live via satellite, the Berlin Wall, as we're in the midst of another 3 back-to-back of the greatest oldies in the world. Thank you for listening to All Oldies 94.5, your KOOL FM. Live via satellite, Checkpoint Charlie. Yeah, you saw Tom Brokaw, you've seen Peter Jennings, you've seen Dan Rather, you've seen the gang from CNN. They all have been here, but nobody. And and the West Germans have been giving the East Berliners $60 or 60 Deutschmarks as they come across to visit West Berlin. But it dawned on us, why not give the East Germans the rock and roll that they've missed since the wall went up in 1961? And that is why we are here, thanks to our friends at TWA, Rhino Records, and of course, Hotel Palace. What an incredible hotel. We're excited about that. It's a part of the world's largest lodging chain, Best Western International. We thank them for setting it up. It's been incredible talking to people, and when we were on the plane coming over here, people looking at us, what are you guys doing and why are you doing this? And everybody is very pumped. And the thing that's very interesting is a lot of tourists, just talking to the man who's going to be our translator for the trip here, and a lot of the tourists, all of a sudden, bang, this is a hot place. They, before this wall opened up, people didn't really think about coming to Berlin as a place to go visit, but now they are, and we're right here in front. And I'm very impressed by the way that everybody's been handling it. I mean, it's just, it's unbelievable. We'll talk a little bit about the city. We'll talk a little bit about the rock and roll that they're playing here in the city, and the fact that we're 100 yards away from the guard tower where they would shoot people just a couple months ago for trying to cross But it's all part of why we are America's greatest oldies station. And this is history in the making. And it's never been done before, and we're excited about it. We're also excited about the fact that we do have another 3 of the greatest oldies back-to-back. You have sunshine high in the mid-60s facing you today, Valley of the Sun, whereas here it's cold, rainy, wet. It's that flu season, so we'll get the NyQuil and get motivated. Get set for another 3 back-to-back. Remember, you are hearing the radio station you listen to the most. All oldies, KOOL FM. 6:32 live via satellite. Checkpoint Charlie in Berlin. Let's get back to the oldies.
BJ Hunter in the morning. Cool FM. It's always cool, cool, cool in the valley with the greatest oldies. You're Cool FM.
Via satellite live from Checkpoint Charlie in West Berlin. Morning, this is BJ Hunter as America's greatest oldies station takes the East Germans. All the rock and roll from 1961 when the wall went up, and we're going to give it to them thanks to our friends at Rhino Records. Stick around. We got an interesting guy we'll be talking to next from your Cool FM. Thank you for listening to All Oldies, 94.5, your Cool FM, and Hunter in the early morning, 6:39, 29 before 7 o'clock, and you've got a great day ahead of you. Sunshine, look for a high in the mid to upper 60s, and it's going to be great. Remember, this afternoon at 1 o'clock, we kick off a Presto Requesto Party weekend, and the way you get your request played this weekend is by committing to donate a food item to our emergency food bank drive that we're doing in conjunction with Emergency Chiropractic, and I tell you what, it is, we're at a dire strait right now as far as the Arizona food banks. They have gotten nowhere near the amount of food that they've needed. And so that's why we're kicking off all weekend long. Of course, you got the 5 Valley locations of Emergency Chiropractic. You can drop it off at Cool Radio Store, Cool Cafe, or here at 21st Street and Camelback. Coming up after our next 3 back-to-back, we're going to talk to our official translator and kind of get his. He was just telling me that he can spot the difference between an East German and a West German, and I am going to 30 yards away. Incredible, absolutely incredible. We're going to find out what makes this guy tick. But I tell you what, it's time now to do the mystery oldie, and it goes like this. Oh yeah, absolutely. Let me. You ready to do it one more time? Here we go. All right, 260-9494, 260-9494. If you know the title and artist of that mystery oldie, now is the time to call and give us the correct answer. In the meantime, out and about doing the whole Road Watch thing this morning, it's Cool FM's Jerry Ford. Jerry?
Yeah, okay, I'll tell you, things are looking real good. Just trying to make Jerry Ford, the Sanderson Ford Road Watch 1 from your Cool FM.
No, because I can't talk to him, so I'll just announce the name and the time, and we'll go. Oh, I am live? Hello. I'm sorry, was I live? Well, that's a scary thought. Are we going to go do the spots? Are we going to go do the spots, and then we'll announce the winner of the mystery oldie?
When you know what you want.
Congratulations, Victor Fierros. We appreciate you calling in this morning. It's 6:47. Let's get back to the oldies.
BJ Hunter in the morning. Cool FM 94.5. Your Cool FM.
Oh my! Live via satellite. It is Checkpoint Charlie. We are in Berlin, thanks to our friends at TWA and the Best Western International and Rhino Records, to give the oldies to our friends, the East Germans. It's been 1961 since they last heard the great rock and roll, and only America's greatest oldie station could bring it to you. We'll be back with more from Berlin on Cool FM. Thank you for listening to All Oldies 94.5, your Cool FM via satellite. We are at Checkpoint Charlie at 7:09. Phoenix, you're looking forward to sunny and a high in the mid-60s. Robert, who do we have with us?
We have Herr Maas, who works for the police. He's a Hauptmeister, which I think is something of slightly above a sergeant. And he's been working at the wall since 1961 with the West Berlin police.
I'm going to ask you an incredibly obvious question. 1961 when it was put up versus to the day when it's all changed. Did you ever think in that time that something like this would happen?
Haben Sie das jemals geglaubt, dass sowas wie am 9. Januar? No, he never thought so. Never thought so.
What do you think? What has been the most interesting reaction that you've had from East Germans coming over?
Ja, was war das haben Sie die Frage verstanden? Was die interessanteste, was Sie von DDR-Bürger erfahren haben in den letzten Wochen? Die interessanteste Reaktion, vielleicht eine kleine...
Ja, nun, es war natürlich eine riesen Euphorie.
It said it was a great euphoria.
Ja, wenn die Leute hier rüberkamen.
As the people came here.
Und es war natürlich wie ein riesen Volksfest.
It was like a giant carnival here.
Und die Leute standen hier herum und haben auf die Dächer geklopft und haben Sekt getrunken.
People stood around, opening bottles of champagne, clapping, banging on the tops of cars.
Ja, und also viel Freude, es war viel Freude, ja. Also es war unbeschreiblich, man
undescribable scenes of joy.
What was it like the day they put this thing up?
Ja, an dem Tag, als die Mauer gebaut wurde, wie war das? Was war das für ein Tag? 13. August.
Das weiß ich, der Wochentag weiß ich leider nicht. Also ich wurde früh morgens alarmiert.
I was warned early in the morning.
Gegen 6 Uhr.
About 6 o'clock in
bin
the
dann
morning.
zum Dienst und wir sind dann auch gleich rausgefahren und haben natürlich beobachtet,
we observed then what was going on.
Vermutlich Pioniere der Volksarmee.
These were members of the Young Pioneers, the youth organization, East German Youth Organization.
Der Volksarmee und der Betriebskampfgruppen.
They were together with the army and the Kampfgruppen. These are the workers' militia who've just been disbanded.
Ja, und die haben dann und dann wurden hier erstmal diese großen Mauersteine errichtet,
then these big blocks were put down.
Aus zermahlenem Schutt, also zermahlenen Steinen von den Bombenangriffen.
Yeah, it's a kind of concrete.
Wurde dann aufgebaut, wurde aufeinander gemauert.
Laid on top of each other.
Und oben kam dann so ein Moniereisen.
And then there were iron
in V-Form.
Yeah, and then there was iron spikes put on top.
Und da wurde dann eben Stacheldraht gespannt. Das war mehr oder weniger so die erste Mauer.
That was the first wall.
Nicht? Die erste concrete Mauer, blocks, und die wurde jetzt im Laufe der Jahre wurde die immer entsprechend vervollständigt. Das alte
over the years it got more and more sophisticated and improved, if we can call it that.
Abgerissen und unter wieder eben entsprechenden Bewachung der Volksarmee und der
from time to time bits were torn down and then rebuilt in a more sophisticated way.
Wie sie praktisch heute dasteht, eben errichtet.
And this was how the wall
und das ist vielleicht
was built.
Vielleicht 6, 7 Jahre her.
Well, I'd like to continue this, but I gotta go play some more of the greatest oldies on the radio. We are, if you explain to them why we're here, we're going to give rock and roll from America to people who come across, and we've got some for you, courtesy of our friends at Rhino Reka. I hope I say it's Dankeschön, Herr Maas.
Okay, welcome to America.
Thank you. Well, I tell you what, we've got at least another 3 back-to-back. Oh, you know what? I got something here. Hold on, let me
BJ, I have a quick question for you.
I hope I say this right. Where is
BJ?
it? Got it. I know we're running late here. It's kind of crazy. Here it is. Well, I'll say it later. Let's get a Road Watch update and go into another 3 back-to-back on KOOL FM.
I have an interesting question. I can't talk to BJ. You probably can't hear me. But Aaron, if you could ask BJ a question for me. What's that German town called Checkpoint Charlie? I don't know, but I've never heard of it myself. If you're working your way down the Black Canyon, I'll be southbound by the Metro Center.
94.5 KOOL FM. BJ Hunter, the greatest oldies on the radio.
Live via satellite, Checkpoint Charlie. It's 7:18, and back to the oldies we go.
Hello. Yeah.
Back at KOOL.
Hello. So you're okay, I can hear you.
Hi, Bob. Is BJ around? I know you guys are having a good time ripping it up over there in Berlin, huh?
Well, it's a bit cold to rip it up, but we're having a good time. You want to speak with B?
Yeah, put the big man on the air.
Right, okay.
Hello, we're on the air, Buds. How's it going?
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you talking to Rob?
Well, a little bit, but I thought I'd let you do a proper introduction since nobody over here
Oh, well, okay, let me, we're here, obviously. It's about 7:42 in Phoenix this morning at 94.5, your Cool FM. But Robert and I are sitting here at Checkpoint Charlie. Explain what you do in real life to everybody back at Phoenix, Robert.
Well, real life. I translate documents and, legal documents, scientific documents, and I teach twice a week in a reform school with some naughty children. I teach them English.
You teach them English?
I try to.
Now that would be Aaron, remind me to tell you the story about when I used to have to go to a prison and play high school football, but that's for another day and another time. And if I ever got in trouble, never mind. But we're here at Checkpoint Charlie. Are you amazed by the number of people who are so open to talking about things here?
Yes, indeed. Especially the East Germans. The East Germans have become much more. They're speaking much more openly about things. So I've been doing street interviews with the newspapers, Western newspapers in East Germany, and a year ago, it would have been unbelievable to see people speaking so openly.
A month ago, maybe two.
2 months ago, no. A year ago, it would have been impossible, unthinkable.
Give me a holiday tradition here.
Well, it says here that they have Kristolen cakes, and is it Grünwein, mulled cinnamon wine?
Yes.
Okay, and they're also supposedly ringing the bells at the Kaiser Wilhelm Church overlooking the annual Christmas market, and that toll actually...
They'll be ringing the bells at the Wilhelm Church, I understand, during this holiday.
Well, it represents freedom.
I understand so, yes.
Yeah. That's the whole freedom representation and that sort of thing.
Ask Bob if they're going to sell...
They can't see you nod. But, okay, but a stolen cake... Go ahead.
Yeah, one thing that's going to be happening this year is that Leonard Bernstein is giving a concert. He's giving two concerts, one in West Berlin and one in East Berlin, of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. This is the famous Ode to Joy, in both halves of the city on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, which is going to be a big event.
That would be an incredible event. But speaking of Beethoven, the reason that we are here, as we have been talking, Rhino Records has given us their entire Billboard rock and roll collection, top 10 hits from every year since 1956. Roll Over Beethoven is one of them. We're handing them out to the East Germans. And in a little bit, you're going to tell me how you can tell an East German from a West German. Don't tell me now.
30 yards.
Okay, 30 yards. I want to find out how that is. We do have another three of the greatest oldies back to back. But first, our Jerry Ford is out and about doing the Road Watch thing on Cool FM. Jerry?
Okay, I'll tell you, things are, we got a broken water main.
7:48 live from Checkpoint Charlie. We're rocking the block on your Cool FM.
Your Cool FM.
Thank you for listening to All Oldies 94.5, your Cool FM, 7:58, 2 minutes before 8 o'clock. We're sitting here, and what is your name again, please?
Dagmar. I'm Dagmar.
Dagmar, and you are, once again, you're taking advantage of this situation. What are you doing at the wall?
At the wall, I break the wall down now. I take the pieces.
And how much you selling them for?
Oh, it's different. I think up to 5 marks.
And people are just coming, you're doing all the work for it, and you don't have to pay any tax or anything, don't they?
I think and sometimes maybe, yeah. But I don't want to talk about this.
Why is everybody laughing at me for asking that question? Oops, I shouldn't have asked that question, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, are people kind when they come up to you?
What?
Are people kind when they come up?
Yeah, because when I am kind, they're kind too.
Now, how many days have you been doing this?
Since 2 days. Since 2 days, not just only 2 days. Since yesterday.
Is there anybody else that's doing it besides you? You seem to be having you're right in front of Checkpoint Charlie. I mean, are there a lot of people doing this right now?
Yeah, many people now. And I think it become more and more people doing that.
And what do you got? What are these utensils here?
What?
You got a hammer and what is this, a chisel?
Meißel, I don't know the word in English. Meißel, we call it in Germany for that.
Okay, well, great. And we'll come over and get a piece of wall. And thanks for being with us back to America.
What?
Thank you for Danke.
Okay.
Bob, tell her what I have to say, okay? Danke schön.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you know what? We found somebody from Phoenix, Arizona. You want to say you lived there or you were there?
I am living there now. I'm living in Phoenix on Camelback. I live with my father. I'd like to say hi to him and as well as Jack Dwyer. They're probably at the dog races right now. My father's name is Pat Horan.
And they're down at Greyhound right now.
Yeah, I believe so, probably.
Well, quite frankly, it's 8 o'clock in the morning in Phoenix, so...
I'd like to be the first ones in the door, so...
So how long you been over?
We just got in this morning.
Who are you with?
My sister here.
Well, do you want to say hello to anybody?
Yeah, to my father. Hi, Dad.
Well, did you guys... So you guys came over from Phoenix yesterday, or what?
No, we've been traveling around Europe since July, but we were down in Vienna, Austria, and we thought we might come up here and start building back the wall so more people can get more pizzas out of it.
Well, that's great. Hey, thanks a lot, and I'm sure that there are people listening. How long are you guys going to be here before you go back to home?
Probably till January. We're going to spend Christmas in County Mayo, Westport, Ireland.
Such a deal. Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Absolutely incredible this morning as we broadcast live via satellite. Phoenix, you got a great day ahead of you. Looking forward to a sunny high of about 80. And Aaron, what do we got coming up on the news break?
Well, you wouldn't stay in a jail without amenities, right? Neither will this woman.
Not me, no. All righty, and at least another 3 of the greatest oldies back-to-back. The news break is next. Remember, you are hearing the radio station you listen to the most, all oldies, KOOL FM.
Good morning. At 8:05, I'm Erin Garrett with the KOOL FM 94-second news update. Well, a lawyer for reporter Don Devereaux says his client wants to help a grand jury investigating the 13-year-old bombing death of reporter Don Bowles.
The greatest oldies on the radio. KOOL FM. My baby does the hanky-panky.
Thank you for listening to All Oldies, 94.5, your KOOL FM, live via satellite, Checkpoint Charlie, and it's 8:14. You got a sunny day. Look for a high of in the mid to upper 60s in the Valley of the Fun, whereas, quite frankly, folks, I am so tired right now, I can't feel my feet anymore, and I don't think that has anything to do with the heat. Robert, we have yet another East German that we found coming across. Why don't you tell me a little bit about this young man?
This is Alexander. He's 18 years old, and he's an apprentice glassblower in East Berlin. And since the wall opened, he's been over here nearly every day after work.
And why is he coming over? What are the things that he's looking for?
Ja, warum kommen Sie denn nach West-Berlin? Was finden Sie am reizvollsten hier?
Na, die Sehenswürdigkeiten. Müssen wir erstmal West-Berlin angucken, damit ich es kennenlernen kann.
So many things to see. I just wanted to look at the city and see what it's like.
I'm curious. Is it that opens up the obvious question? Is it everything that he thought it was? Isn't it? I mean, what are the things that is perception reality? In other words.
Ja, ist das alles, was Sie erwartet haben hier in West-Berlin, oder ist das Ihre Erwartungen schon übertroffen, oder ja?
Ich war darauf vorbereitet. Mein Opa lebte früher in West-Berlin und dadurch, dass meine Eltern sehr oft drüber gefahren sind.
In a way, I was prepared because my grandfather lives in West Berlin and my parents were over there a couple of times.
What about his young friends? What are they saying? What are they thinking about now that this has happened in their lifetime?
Ja, und Ihre Freunde, junge Leute, was halten Sie davon, von diesen Ereignissen? Sind die auch so oft hier drüben?
Ja, fast so oft, sind sehr begeistert hiervon und...
They're really enthusiastic. They're over here almost as often as I am.
All right. Thank you very much. And for coming, we have... the reason why we're here, America's Greatest Oldies stations are bringing rock and roll of the past 30 years to you in East Berlin and East Germany, and with our compliments, it says the greatest oldies stations in America and the world. Thanks to our friends at Rhino Records. Couple years from Billboard's top rock and roll hits, and you got the top 10 from 1959 and 56. Play it, sell it, whatever it takes.
Ja, gute alte Musik. Es wird nie alt.
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön. All right, well, I tell you what, thank you. We'll give that to them. It's incredible. We're going to talk a little about the currency. The cost of things in Phoenix are a little bit different than in East Berlin, a little bit different than West Berlin. You would be surprised. We got another 3 back-to-back. Jerry Ford all set with Road Watch 1. Remember, you are hearing KOOL FM, America's greatest oldies station.
Okay.
The greatest oldies, your KOOL FM.
It's 8:24, and we're in the midst of the greatest oldies back-to-back. I tell you what, it's getting a little chilly here in Berlin. I'm looking forward to warming up. And I got to tell you, I want to thank our friends at Best Western International for setting up the beautiful 5-star hotel, the Hotel Palace. And I don't know if you know this, Best Western is the largest hotel chain in the world. And if their hotels are like the Palace, it's incredible. Coming up, we're talking currency from your KOOL FM. 8:32, 28 before 9 o'clock. Sunny, and look for a high in the low to mid-60s. We're sitting here with Steve Kraft, who has gone with us from Channel 10. I was just talking to a couple of the guards, and I tell you what, it is dark here in Berlin now, right?
Already.
And in the background, you still hear them chipping against the wall. I mean, that to me is the eeriest thing going on here right now.
And I think it probably goes on around the clock. And it's very hard. We went down to that wall, and it's all reinforced with rebar, and that is one solid, tough wall to bring down.
Some of them are doing it because they want to make some money. Some of them are doing it because most of them are doing. Am I correct, Robert, that they're doing it to make a statement?
I think mainly they're doing it to make a little pocket money. And I've done my Christmas shopping this year with a hammer and chisel.
All right, you and I have been here just a few hours. What are your initial impressions?
My initial impression is that I knew this was a bizarre place, but you have no feeling for just how strange it is until you see it in person. And you see the absurdity of it and how foolish it was to divide this city in such a cruel way for so long.
What did you see in the museum next door?
Yeah, we're right next door to the Checkpoint Charlie Museum. A lot of depictions of amazing escapes that people made over this wall, around the wall, under the wall. Crazy things people did, the disguises they did, the things they did to their cars to smuggle people out, tunnels that were dug. That's all depicted in this museum. Very interesting.
Of course, you are here to, you and Neil are going to send back a lot of the human interest things that you're, quite frankly, sharing the vision and going to show the Berlin vision back to Phoenix on News Center 10.
Well, that's exactly right. We're going to hopefully get deep into East Berlin and show people some things that they haven't seen on television before.
Well, it'll be very wild. How about we get back to the oldies? It's 8:34. Good morning.
94.5 KOOL FM. BJ Hunter, the greatest oldies on the radio. 94.5, your KOOL FM.
Via satellite, it's 8:57, 3 minutes before 9 o'clock, and America's greatest oldies station is rocking the block, along with our friends from TWA, Rhino Records, and Best Western International. We got a wild story coming up for you next from KOOL FM. Up day one, as America's greatest oldies station rocks the block, all of a sudden this young man comes up to us and says, "Tell me what you're doing in Berlin right now." What's your name?
John VJ.
Where are you from, bud?
Toronto, Canada.
Now, what are you doing here?
I was sent on a scavenger hunt across Europe by the creator of the game Trivial Pursuit, and one of the things was to get a picture of Checkpoint Charlie, the other side of the east side of the wall, and we were in the south of Spain in a van, so we heard that the wall was coming down, so we booted up. I booted up here about a week and a half ago. I got up here as fast as I could just to see what was going on. It's quite exciting.
Now, why did the maker of or the creator of Trivial Pursuit come up with this scavenger hunt?
It's something for excitement. Now, for instance, we were in England where we climbed the rocks at Stonehenge. We were up there one night. We stayed up for about an hour. We got hauled down off the rocks. The next night we returned at 4 a.m. We sat on the rocks of Stonehenge for 3 hours. We got chased out by the police, and we got photographs and everything of the whole situation. We have to go try to fight a bull in Spain, and we're doing crazy things. We have 38 different things. We have to go to the Fountain de Trevi and throw a coin in it and retrieve it again, and we're going to get chased. But we just found out actually that it's being renovated, so it's a good experience.
Do you win something? You get paid for this, or just because?
We're being just because.
Have you gotten the picture already of Checkpoint Charlie?
Yeah, I was actually on the wall yesterday. I have a videotape of me sitting on the wall, and I took the camera up with me actually, and the East German guards came driving across the former mined land, and I film them, and I jump back off the wall, and I have them on voice on this camera chasing me off the wall. It's hilarious.
Well, that's incredible. I hope to hear about it, and good luck in the rest of your trek, my friend. This is a great way to wrap it up. I tell you what, we're going to get set for the office request hour. If you're at work today and you're ready to do that whole 9 to 5 thing, 260-9494 is the number to call. We'll be right back to say goodbye. Remember, you are here in the radio station you listen to the most, all oldies, KOOL FM.
Love makes you
All right, well, listen, day one is done. Thanks to a tremendous group of people, Best Western International, and the incredible accommodations they've set up for us at the Hotel Palace. It's obvious why they're the largest hotel chain in the world. Our gang at TWA, Rhino Records, the people are loving the Billboard rock and roll hits albums we're giving away. Of course, our friends from Channel 10, Neil Miller and Steve Kraft, and Jay Brentlinger and Tammy Outen. You guys did an incredible job putting this thing. Robert, are you you're not gonna be with us on Monday, are you?
I'm afraid not. I'll be in Leipzig. But auf Wiedersehen, America. Yeah.
Thank you. Michael Malice, you did a great job. Jeff Rowe, Tim Amundsen, Gary Holloway, and back at the studio, Aaron and Mark, thank you very much for doing everything. We'll talk to you Monday. We're going to have some wild stories for you, I guarantee it. As always, we do wish you good luck, good life, good love. God loves you, and so do I. And Fröhlich Weihnachten. Did I say that right? Yeah. Bye.
BJ Hunter, the Wakey Crew in the morning on KOOL FM. Over bridge of sight.